So I'm finally back at my desk after a week off here, a little mini vacation, and just in time for Thirsty Thursday, a new weapon within Call of Duty, both across Black Ops Cold War and Warzone, and of course, some other changes as well. So today we're going to break down everything that changed with today's update for Call of Duty, and everything you need to know for the next 7 days within the games. That said, as we go along, leave your thoughts down below. What are you guys liking so far out of this update? Maybe not so much. Have you tried the new Carve 2 weapon? What do you think of it? Whatever it is, feel free to let me know your thoughts down below. As well, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like down below, and of course, if you're new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss a single thing regarding all things Warzone, Cold War, and anything COD related. We're on that road to 500,000 subscribers, so if you guys would like to sit there with absolutely everything and join the community, I'd love to have you. And finally, like I mentioned, it's Thirsty Thursday. Drink something, stay hydrated. If it's G Fuel, use code Espresso on your purchases or restocks. And actually, the friends over at G Fuel ended up bumping up code Espresso to 30% off the next couple of days. So if you guys need to pick up anything, head on over to the link in the description below and use code Espresso for an added discount. It's as good a time as any to do so. That said, let's jump into the update at hand. I want to start out with a lead off here, the biggest piece of this update, because we have our first weapons update of Season 3, bringing along with it the Carve 2 tactical rifle. Now, the Carve 2 comes along in a couple of different ways. You have, of course, your unlock challenge in now 2 different ways, as opposed to one previously before Season 3. You have it available to unlock in a bundle, and there's a couple of different ways you can approach it once you end up getting it unlocked, such as the fastest ways to rank up that I want to talk about real quickly. For the unlock challenge, though, the base MP challenge comes along with using tac rifles, rapidly kill 2 or more players in 10 different completed matches. So firstly, it seems like they're cracking down on the backing out method, so you'll want to play modes like TDM or something like that are shorter so you get the most bang for your buck, or rather, I guess, efficiency for your time. Or if you really want to try and be more efficient and think you can do it, you can end up going into zombies and getting 250 long shot kills using tactical rifles, which really isn't half bad given that tactical rifles in zombies is actually really solid, like the M16, the AUG. Those are pretty good, especially when upgraded properly, both in pack-a-punch and in rarity. So you should be able to breeze through this, especially in zombies. Now, you also can do it in Warzone, though of course that will probably take you longer, especially if it needs to be completed games, because the fastest of plunder matches will still take you about 7 to 10 minutes, and that's assuming somebody just jumps in and immediately gets $1 million in cash before it triggers that 5-minute overtime. So I'd say, for the most part, if you want to do it quickly, TDM is a great way to do it, and then also zombies as well. But you do also end up having that ability to skip that if you want to jump into it and use it in a capacity where you can just unlock it immediately via a bundle in the shop that was introduced. If you want to unlock it right away, again, bear in mind this does not allow you to change the weapon attachments or anything like that until you end up unlocking the base weapon to unlock Gunsmith. But for 1200 COD points, you can end up getting the plastic prototype bundle, which comes along with the console blueprint of the Carve 2. This coming with a build of the Agency Silencer, the Rapid Fire Barrel, the Hollow Scout Optic, the Tactical Stock, and the 66 round Speed Mag, which isn't a terrible build, especially for MP and Cold War, but in Warzone, I'd do a little bit of tweaking here with this. But it also comes along with a laser gun emblem, brick charm, launch control sticker, and 1 tier skip for your battle pass. So however you end up unlocking this here, the next thing that I can definitely say is the fastest ways to rank this up I've found here, so that you can take it over into Warzone as a maxed out weapon. I still come back to the tip we talked about a couple of days ago here on the channel, in which you want to go into a plunder match. You want to jump in with 1, 2, 3 friends or so here, or I guess in this case right now with this week's playlist, plunder trios only, but you want to jump in and then just go for helicopters and complete as many quick contracts as you can. So things like your supply runs, your recon contracts, but make sure you have your primary weapon of the Carve out when you do this. If you can do this efficiently, if you can take 3 players with helicopters and kind of patrol the map and just complete supply run contracts, you'll be able to absolutely rank this up incredibly fast. As we talked about at the beginning of Season 3, I maxed out my PPSH in about like 2 games of plunder, I think, like that, because we ended up completing, each one of us, 15 plus contracts each match. So those bonuses get incredible, and of course you end up getting XP towards that weapon for completion of those contracts, so long as you have it equipped, or if you're in a helicopter or a vehicle like that, that it is your logged primary weapon that would be what you come out of the vehicle with. So go in there, farm that for XP, and you'll be good to go in absolutely no time. But that's the Carve 2 that was introduced here with this update. The rest of the update itself for this week comes down to a lot of what we see in just terms of playlist updates, the things that are on offer for this upcoming week in terms of content. For Cold War, we end up seeing the leadoffs here of Yamantau 24/7 along with Diesel 24/7 all in one playlist, so it's going to be that combined mosh pit of TDM, Domination, Kill Confirmed, and Hardpoint on those 6v6 rotations of both of those maps that were introduced in Season 3 so far. Gunfight Blueprints makes a return, which showcases weapon blueprints instead of just the base variation variations of weapons, so a small little curveball for those in the 2v2 setting. And then Party Games Mosh Pit was introduced here, which is definitely nice. That's a playlist of Sticks and Stones, Gun Game, and the return of Prop Hunt, with Yamantau and Diesel actually in the rotation for that as well. So nice to have a designated party game playlist now for those that really enjoy those game modes. The other staples, of course, stay in the way of Nuketown 24/7, Face Off, Snipers Only Mosh Pit, Fire Team, and things like that. Now, noticeably though, there was the removal of gunfight tournaments. So if you're like me, who didn't play this past week because I was away, well, you likely missed out on the gunfight tournament reward of the smaller things, but also then the Hangman shotgun blueprint as well. And unfortunately, these aren't coming back at any point, so they are considered now pretty rare in the grand scheme of things. But if you missed this one, don't fret too much. One, it's a shotgun blueprint, so may not be your most used weapon blueprint, but also there's a confirmed coming 10 more gunfight tournaments over the rest of the year for Black Ops Cold War, so there's still plenty of opportunities to get exclusive blueprints and things like that. Jumping over to the Warzone side of things, it's a pretty straightforward update for this week, in which we have solos, duos, trios, and quads, along with the introduction of Rebirth Resurgence duos, as well as Rebirth Mini Royale quads. Plunder Trios was introduced here as well, so it's just the traditional variation of it, which unfortunately doesn't help out the XP yield for completing contracts like you would with Blood Money in the variation that we've seen in the past. So if you're going for that farming method, you won't get as much, but it's still phenomenal for weapon XP. There also was no stated weapon tuning just yet, so it seems like the AMAX lives to see another day here, because that's still mentioned to be on the chopping block, but right now you can still use those weapons with the same sort of meta because there were no adjustments made just yet. Also, the Gulag weaponry should have shifted today as well, so you'll have a new couple of weapons on rotation here with this. But jumping over finally to the Modern Warfare side of things, nothing really too out of the ordinary this week, no surprise introductions, but we have Ground War, Gunfight, Shoot the Ship is back, which is definitely nice, Reinfected Ground War, Realism Mosh Pit, and All or Nothing introduced for Modern Warfare players. Now, the only other stuff that was introduced here as of this week's update was a little bit on that shop offering side of things as per normal. Now, a little catch up here because we did not get to talk about it while I was away this past week, but we ended up seeing introduced earlier in the week the Alien Infestation Mastercraft bundle for 2,400 COD points, which comes along with the Incubator M16, that Mastercraft blueprint for it, the Sterilizer MP5, the Infected Ship Charm, the Exploratory Vehicle Skin, the Hive Calling Card, the Life Cycle Emblem, the Life Reading Watch, and the Exploration Vehicle Horn. Now, I'll be totally honest with you, that blueprint is pretty killer, it's pretty crazy and pretty cool, but while it has a very interesting blueprint design and unique inspect animation, if you're using the base of this weapon, the design of it is rather intrusive in the ADS viewpoint, so for that, it comes down with a rather big downside. But it's available with Yellow Tracers, Acidic Dismemberment, and for those in zombies as well, you do have that new elemental damage introduced as well for those interested. Also still available this week is the Battle Dock Pack for $10 in real cash, not COD points. And this is one of those things that, again, I don't really ever push for those purchases. You do what you do with your money. That's never my say in what you should be doing with it. But when it comes to these types of bundles, I personally find myself taking part in these a little more than not, because these, all 100% of the proceeds go to the Call of Duty Endowment, a nonprofit set up to help putting veterans back into work after coming home from deployment, helping them get set up where necessary, which I'm 100% all for. I'm absolutely behind that. But this pack, available in the franchise store, comes along with the Combat Medic Sims outfit, the Battle Dock XM4, which doesn't have that bad a build off the rip even, which is nice, the Injector Charm, the First Aid Kit Emblem, the Medic's Code Calling Card, and an hour of double weapon XP for, again, a price point of $10. For me, that's a purchase, but that was introduced already through the week and is still available right now. But as for what was introduced in this week's update, we of course had that Carve bundle coming along with the console blueprint again, and a couple other smaller things for 1,200 COD points. We already detailed that, so we'll skip over that one. But we also then ended up seeing the Gilded Age 4-pack introduced, which comes along with the Counter Offer Krieg blueprint, the Subtle Threat Bullfrog blueprint, the Golden Scorpion Charm, the Gilded Scorpion Emblem, the Extravagant Calling Card, and the Snapper Elite sticker for 1,500 COD points. Now, both these weapons I think can hold their own, of course, within Cold War, but even more so within Warzone, which is where I normally spend most of my time. Plus, the blueprints are actually pretty cool looking. I really like that ornate golden feel that each of these offer. And again, with the meta currently within Warzone, these can hold their own. So not half bad a purchase here. I may pick this one up, but that was the only other thing introduced available within the shop for this week. Now, if you'd like to help out the channel a little further and you're interested in any of these items in the shop, both here or coming later in the weekend, and what we see in the future, you can use code Espresso and the support a creator functionality like Mark, Rodriguez, JJ, and Eduardo have with their purchases. This is 100% entirely optional, so don't feel pressured to do so, but if you'd like to help the channel a little further and use code Espresso, feel free to tweet me a picture. I'd love to shout out some of your generous support. And also, a huge thank you to those as well who have mentioned in the comments below. I see you guys saying that you've used code Espresso, but you don't have a Twitter to share. Truly appreciate that support as well, so thank you very much for that. But that's the shop offerings and effectively everything that has changed now with today's update for the next 7 days of Black Ops Cold War, Warzone, and Modern Warfare. So that's where we're going to wrap it up. I'd love to get your thoughts and feedback down there in the comment section down below. What do you guys think of this update? Are you guys liking the Carve 2 so far? Do you think it's going to be something that is problematic going forward in terms of both either Cold War meta or even in Warzone meta? Feel free to let me know your thoughts down below. But hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to drop a like down below. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss a single thing regarding all things Warzone, Cold War, and anything COD related. We'll keep it to with absolutely all of it. If you also want to follow me over on Twitter and Instagram, there's the best places to get connected outside of YouTube. Practically live on both those. If you guys want to strike up a conversation, ask me a question, whatever it may be, that link is down there in the description below. That said, thanks so much for watching. My name is Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care and peace.